So the number one reason, let's just get it out of the way, the number one reason gentlemen move here, they're lonely. We lose connection to that. This is one of many things we've lost connection to as humans, which results in anxiety, depression, fear. You know, the Philippines is a great option, and they're welcoming to that here, and they don't make you feel bad about that here. People come here searching to be fulfilled, but here's the kicker too. You might decide that you still want to be in Asia, but you don't want to live in the Philippines. And whether you had some failed marriages, you know, your wife passed away, or you just didn't have much luck in relationships your whole life, a Filipino wife with a kid and be a stepdad to be fulfilled, I don't think that's the case. Honestly, I would be doing the same thing that a lot of other guys do, I'm sure. I don't know. Okay, gentlemen, if you clicked on this video, well, you're probably wondering the big warning to foreigners wanting to move to the Philippines. Now, let me first start by saying this isn't a judgment video, and this is just something to think about, okay? Because this has kind of been my spiderweb. This has been my experience. I thought it would be maybe some food for thought for some others. So I'm actually in between Dumaguete and Valencia. I thought this would be a great place for a video. I moved to Asia 2 years ago. I was living in Phoenix. I packed everything up. I left and sold everything, sold my car. I just was renting an apartment. Literally sold everything. Everything I own now is basically can fit in a couple of smaller, medium-sized bags. And you know, I set out on my YouTube. I had been wanting to do YouTube for years. Set out on my YouTube journey, go explore the world and everything it has to offer. Came to Philippines, Indonesia, and wound up settling in Vietnam for 7 months, where I spent most of 2023 there. I've since gone back to America for 4 months. Worked with my brother, and for the summertime he gave me a job, and then I came back out to Asia, back to the Philippines out in October. And the reason why I made this video is because it was kind of to the gentlemen that are thinking about moving here, because I'm in the Dumaguete area, there's tons of foreigners here, and this place is beautiful. And like I said too, real quick side note, you got to get outside in the province if you come to the Philippines, but that's for a whole nother conversation. You're really doing yourself a disservice if you don't, really. So the number one reason, let's just get it out of the way, the number one reason gentlemen move here, they're lonely. So, and by the way, I'm not judging, okay? I get lonely too on my own, and I'm much younger than a lot of guys that come out here. The number one reason, loneliness, especially in the culture in America right now. I understand things have changed, the family values and nuclear family and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But the fact of the matter is it's true. And people aren't as closely, you know, like one of the hottest markets, one of the hottest businesses right now in America is elderly care. You know, it's commoditized. It's a commodity now, you know, it's a huge business. People don't take care of their parents anymore, and you know, whenever it's complete opposite here, right? People get old, they all live together anyways, and they take care of them. So and I don't blame anyone for coming out. I feel like if I was the same age, I would too, you know? I mean, whether you had some failed marriages, you know, your wife passed away, or you just didn't have much luck in relationships your whole life, you know, the Philippines is a great option, and they're welcoming to that here, and they don't make you feel bad about that here. And for the elderly gentlemen and the retirees, the culture offers a lot here, which I'm sure most of you know and a lot of people know. But what I will say is, I think people come here searching to be fulfilled, but you really don't get fulfillment outside of yourself, you know. And I'm not here to lecture anybody, but that's just been my experience, right? I mean, just because when I was driving by this creek earlier, I was driving up towards the mountain on this bridge here. I stopped, and in a matter of seconds, I felt a sense of ease and peace, and you know, not on some kind of hippie type conversation, but that's really what it is. You know, we're from this planet. We get our nutrients from the planet, and when we die, we decompose into the planet. It's not too hippie, it's just science. It's just what it is, and there's a deep connection between us and the earth, and especially nowadays, we lose connection to that. This is one of many things we've lost connection to as humans, which results in anxiety, depression, fear, worry, just everything, and which drives people to go searching for things outside of themselves to make themselves whole. So, like I said, it's a warning. The point of this video is kind of a warning, like, you know, because I see a lot of gentlemen around that, you know, they look lost. And listen, no, and like I said, not a judgment video. Everybody is, right? But it's just, you can tell that, you know, people are in search, you know, and this is kind of my thing, where the Philippines is a great place. I'm not trying to talk anybody out of coming here, but I think it might be easier for some people. You can find something without coming here. So if you think that like, oh man, I have to go to the Philippines and live and get a Filipino wife with a kid and be a stepdad to be fulfilled, I don't think that's the case, to be honest. I really don't think so. Now, I think it'll make you feel better to come out here. I'm still recommending coming out. But don't think that you have to set yourself up. You got to start planning now. Oh, I got to sell my house. What am I going to do with my cars? You know, just why don't you just come out? And like all the other vloggers recommend, and myself, give it as much time as you can. Give it a little, you know, give it a month or two, really as much as you can, a few months. Because I think for a lot of people, after a few months, the itch gets scratched, right? I think you spend 6 months here in the Philippines, especially straight, you'll understand whether or not you really want to live here. Here's the kicker too. You might decide that you still want to be in Asia, but you don't want to live in the Philippines. And I think a lot of people come to that conclusion. You know, you might think you want to stay in the Philippines, but once you come here, see the inefficiencies, and just see how things operate day to day, it might not work for you. You might want to go somewhere like Thailand where it's a little more efficient, maybe Indonesia like Bali or something, but there's other options in Asia. But I will say that ultimately the point of this video is just to hone in on things on the outside that you can. What I'm trying to say is I don't think Philippines is the answer. I don't think it's the remedy, okay? I think for some people it is. What do I know, right? I can't talk for everybody, but I think for some people it is. A lot, definitely it isn't. And the thing is, you can get a lot of that remedy elsewhere. Now, like I said, this is just a video kind of food for thought. I've been thinking about it, and it's just something interesting to me. There's just the next 5 years, it's already been going on for decades, right? Expats coming in, especially to other countries and retiring. But I mean, this past 5 years and this next 5 years is just a flood, especially now because it's becoming more accepted. People feel less judgment for it probably. It's just, there's so many people now that it's not so foreign. It's not a big deal like it used to be. But to wrap it all up, I gotta say, Philippines is a lovely place. Do come, okay? I'm not trying to persuade anybody out of it. But for those of you that are maybe on the fence, you don't need it, okay? If you're thinking, maybe I wanna go to the Philippines, maybe I don't. Listen, man, prayer, meditation, some kind of contact with God, whatever it is that your higher power is, it works wonders. Definitely works wonders, you know? And obviously it's easy for me to say I'm younger. I'm not retired. I didn't have kids that grew up, and you know, I'm sure, honestly, I would be doing the same thing that a lot of other guys do, I'm sure. I don't know. So like I said, it's just kind of a food for thought video. I always highly recommend traveling for as long as you can before you decide to move. Everyone says that, that's a no-brainer. Because I'm telling you, I think half the people, after they spend maybe even a year, they'd be like, okay, this is cool, but maybe I just want to get a wife, or, you know, I'd like to just get a partner and take them back home, you know, and just be able to get around my hometown and, you know, get things done when they need to get done, kind of thing. So anyways, I hope that kind of helps a little bit. The Philippines has a ton of offer, you know, obviously with the food and the nature, and, you know, with the partners and kind of the lifestyle here. It still is a great place to retire, by the way. It still really is. It's a wonderful place. You do get a lot of bang for your buck. The cost of living goes very far. If you don't need any kind of serious medical stuff, any kind of serious medical attention, this is a great place to get it done, especially in the bigger cities. You can get everything, all the basic stuff you need to get done, and even some of the maybe lower to medium level stuff, I think you can get done with ease and reassurance that it's accurate, safe, and, you know, at a fraction of the cost, you know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I got a lot more videos here in the Philippines. Thank you for watching. Take care.